wash their clothing, and that was 11 o'clock, 11:30 when I told them, drop everything, we're going to go up at 2 o'clock, we'll just have lunch, and then off we go. Because we're at 17,000 feet, and the summit is 29,000 feet. Still about 12,000 feet way to go. So we just simply dropped everything. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we were on our way to mid-camp at 20,000. Then the next day, at 12, 13, 14, we're there at the advanced base camp, 22,000, arriving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Of course, they were ahead of me by 2 hours. When they arrive at the base camp, advanced base camp, they sleep, because at 5 o'clock, they have to put on their down suit and then continue the climb. 6 o'clock in the evening to go to the North Col. So they reach the North Col of the 14 and then 15 at the last camp. 8,300 meters or 27,000 feet. They rested for 2 hours. At 9 o'clock in the evening, they were all geared up to make their final push at the summit. You'll be wondering, paano gabi yan? It's night. Well, how can you be there at the summit if you don't start early evening? If you have to be there at the summit between 6 to 10 in the morning, which will take you about 10 to 12 hours of climbing, you have to start in the evening. So at 9 o'clock in the evening, they made their final push at the summit. I was in Tibet, while Fred and my other teammates, Leo Racion, you know, Leo is the first person to climb Mount Everest, he was in Nepal. Pastor Imata was with me, because the women will have to do a traverse. Climb from one side and then up on the other side. So that whole night, you can just imagine how it feels when our 3 women makes their final push to the summit. We can hardly sleep. It was a sleepless night. Everybody is itchy, nervous, apprehensive, and we prayed a lot. Always, we prayed a lot, hoping that the 3 Filipinas will make the summit. So it was a very long night. Hardly we sleep for a week. But finally, at 10 minutes after 6, there is a radio message. Pinay, sa tuktok ng mundo, kaya ng Pinay. Pinay sa tuktok ng mundo, kaya ng Pinay. That is the voice of Noel Wenceslao telling us at the base camp, a Filipina finally made its mark at the summit of Mount Everest. Let's give a hand to the first Filipina. Of course, radio message. But fortunately, 10 minutes after, because they were all just in a queue, falling all in one line. You know, doon sa Everest, lalo na sa at the upper part, walang shortcut doon, nobody jumps after the other. When you fall in line, everybody follows you. If you're slow, everybody is slow, because you cannot overtake them. So, kung sinong una nakapila, yung mauna. 10 minutes after, another radio message was relayed to us, Sir, I'm at the summit. What a beautiful view. It was Karina Dayudon. Oh. So we expect another 10-15 minutes. There will be a next radio call. But that 15-20 minutes stretched to 1 hour. No radio call. Then another 1 hour and no message was sent to us 2 hours after. So I can hardly sit down. Of course, I cannot keep on walking around. You can barely move with less than 50% oxygen. You'll be exhausting yourself. So you're just hoping and pray. But finally, at 9 o'clock in the morning, the radio cracked and it goes this way. Sir, I'm at the summit. I'm now going down to Nepal. That's the voice of Jeanette Villarmino. At the summit, well, in order of heights, yung matangkad at pinakamaliit, when she made it, that's 9 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours after. She is the youngest mother to ever made it at the summit. When she went up to the summit and reached the peak of Mount Everest, she had a 5-month-old baby. Sige, December 10. And she hailed from the town of Bayumbong, province Nueva Vizcaya, right now being hit by Typhoon Mina. Janet Villarmino. Let's pray that everything's okay with them in Nueva Vizcaya. Well, the next one, the other one is on the other side of the Philippines. Came from down south, town of Don Carlos in the municipality or the province of Bukidnon, a graduate of Xavier University, Karina Dayondon. And somewhere between the north and the south is the center. And she almost died of pulmonary edema. I had to bring her down to 17,000 feet for her to recover. And she ended up as the first one to reach the summit, Noel Wenceslao from Metro Manila. So the three women that reached the summit, and these are the three Filipinas. We're all happy, excited, but it is a controlled and moderate excitement. You know why? They're still at the summit. They're still at the summit. They still have to go down safely. And 80% of accidents or serious injuries or even death in Mount Everest happens when you go down because you're excited, you are at the same time wasted and exhausted, you become careless that you just like to go down. So, as a matter of fact, there is the mountaineering phrase or parlance that goes mandatory. Reaching the summit, you have the option. Pag pagod ka na, no more. But coming down, you have to go down. If not, you'll be one of the statistics in Mount Everest. So, there we were, me especially as the leader, directing all the climbs and putting all of this effort together. My jubilation is a very guarded one because it will take them another 2 days to go down to Nepal base camp coming from Tibet. But finally, there they were on May 18 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You've seen them making the salute to me, reporting that mission accomplished. Finally, the three Filipinas made it to the summit and came down safely. Success and safety, that's the thing that matters for us in Mount Everest. Because if you don't go down, normally that's not counted in the mountaineering expedition. So that was only the moment that finally all the emotions just let loose. You know, that was the iyakan time na. We were all embracing, crying, and shouting with all the joys that we can. Because finally, the three Filipinas reached the summit and came back to us safely. So, looking around and looking back, what have they accomplished, the three women? Well, there are three major things that they have accomplished. Firstly, they're the first Filipina to reach the summit of Mount Everest. Secondly, they are the first ASEAN women or women from Southeast Asia to reach the summit of Mount Everest. And thirdly, which is very important for mountaineers like us, they are the first to climb from one side, the north side where north faces,